Last week I asked you, well, 2 weeks ago I asked you, the community, in the community tab where I ask you a lot of things, and what we do is we formulate a really cool top 5, and we're looking for this time the top 5 most wanted champions for MCOC. This was probably my most varied tally that I've created in order to get a top 5 from everybody, and there was tons, 83 different comments. I think accumulating about 150 different characters in the Marvel Universe. It was extensive to say the least. There were some characters that really stood out to me that I don't know why Kabam haven't put in the game, and also ones that I've come into contact with, whether or not I've played a VR game. If anybody remembered Marvel, I think it was Heroes United or something like that I played on the channel. There was a character called Crystal you could play as, which actually is one of my favourites. And it's surprising that Kabam haven't extended the Inhuman line, especially with a Karina's challenge. So yeah, Crystal was definitely one of them. There were 2 others, and this is a surprising thing, I don't know why MCOC doesn't do skins. Like the Phoenix Force kind of outfits, they just look sick, they look amazing. Like Phoenix Force Colossus, Phoenix Force Magic, Phoenix Force Cyclops, and Phoenix Force Namor. I don't know why Kabam haven't done these particular designs, because they do look pretty amazing. I think I just skipped over a Phoenix Force Emma Frost, possibly, or unless that is Phoenix Force Phoenix. I don't 100% sure on that, especially with the arm tassels. It's definitely not a Storm. In any case, the Phoenix Force design of outfit, I don't know why Kabam haven't gone down that route with skins within MCOC, because there's some amazing outfits and costumes that just aren't used, so that's kind of sad. There was also a few characters that skimmed out of the top 5, and let's face it, going into the top 10, there were lots of characters mentioned, especially that had a lot of people mentioned it, and that was Prowler. Prowler is one of these characters that I kind of think where we had Into the Spider-Verse, we've got the sequel to it. Look, the association with this character kind of means is it going to be a front and center quintessential Spider-Verse villain? Probably not, but it's still a character with the rise of comic books and as well with the rise of this recent animated films. It's a relatively popular character. Even got a Fortnite skin. So yeah, I don't know why Kabam haven't considered that one in the 7 years, nearly 8 years the game has been running. So let's hope in the future years that we see it. Now let's get down to business, because you're probably wondering, what is the top 5? Okay, so first of all, in its equal top 5, first of all is Lizard, first and foremost. That makes perfect sense because it's a Spider-Verse villain. Spider-Verse characters seem to be filling up a lot of slots, more so with the villains than it is with the Spider men and women, but there is going to be a mention of that in the number 4 slot. So, number 5, Lizard, okay. Also, another Spider-Verse based character, and that's Hobgoblin. Yes, Hobgoblin is top 5, or number 5. And then also we have got ourselves Blob. So there's a lot of, I think, popularity with Spider-Verse with the player base, which is kind of weird because you kind of think with the Morbius now it was at the cinemas. Not many people went out to see Morbius at the cinemas, and with good reason, because your eyes would probably be in pain by now. But in any case, that's equal top 5. All of those had equal 5 people mentioning them in those. So it's great to do a tally system, as I said, rather than doing a poll that means that everybody specifically has to vote for stuff. It just means that what we can do is we can go, okay, well, how many people have mentioned this character in their top 5, and then kind of get a tally system around it, and we'll have a look at the end results of the tally system in a moment, but it's exactly what I'm going to say right now. So top 4, and again sticking with the Spider-Verse theme, Spider-Woman. Yes, Spider-Woman is number 4, equal with Morbius, right? And what's the surprising thing about the top 4 as well, number 4, is that it's shared again. Yes, indeedy, ladies and gentlemen, we add Gore the God Butcher. Although, I think with the current designs, I think a lot of players would want to go away from. And this is why I kind of, the more as the years go on, the more I seem to agree with Gabriel Fazera in that you might want to stick with the comic book versions of these characters. How Morbius looked in Morbius and how Gore the God Butcher looks in the comic books is better, extensively better than how he looks in they both look in the films. So that's a comic book, that's the film. And then said, like, you know, we got, where's the Morbius one? Morbius actually looks a lot better in the comic books than he does in film. Maybe not in this one, but like they can pick up a lot of the modern ones that just look a darn sight better than the Jared Leto version in the film. So it's good to see that you know, we've seen these characters. I think a lot of these are motivated by movies, but at the same time, I'm not sure if that's like a very MCOC thing. But maybe people in MCOC who play the game want to see versions of the movie version in their game. I mean, wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. I mean, Wong looks pretty good in many cases, and Rinchar looks kind of like the film version. We'll have to see what happens in July as to what versions Kabam goes with. But we're going to move swiftly over to the third position, and number 3, just straight in there at number 3 with 9 of the times mentioned, is Mystique. Also, Beta Ray Bill is in with 1 better, so number 2 is Beta Ray Bill. And number 1 is Sandman. Sandman was mentioned the most in the tally system of the votes. I kid thee not with all of that stuff. It's the case. This is the tally results right here. In that that is it. That's your top 5. Now here's the thing, right? This may be the second best way when it comes to like the most wanted champions. Why? Because there is a better place to go when you want to find out who is voting, and also you want to find out like what is the most popular within the community of a larger list. So the other Gabe, who I've been talking about a lot over the years, I've got a link in the description, and in particular to his Twitter and as well here on the ranker that he has, ranker.com. And this is basically an up-to-date kind of live. It's like a chart. It's like a top of the pops for the UK people. A Billboard top 100, whatever kind of like charts you kind of like consider. This is kind of a charting thing of like most wanted wishlist champions. And funnily enough, and what was interesting and why I decided not to look at this until this video, is to find out whether or not what my list with the top 5, how kind of like different it is with that from the community information. Adam Warlock was very close to being in the list, but missed out. I think he had like 4 votes or 4 mentions. And then we got third, Mystique. Again, that's kind of close to what we've got. At number 4, Morbius. And number 5, Lizard. So that's actually, and then Beta Ray Bill and Cloak and Dagger, Gore the God Butcher. Well, that's kind of falls into place there. Valkyrie, not really mentioned in mine. Bullseye was mentioned a few times by people, but that's why I've said that it's very, very interesting to see where the players are with what they're interested in. And it definitely looks like there's some correlation here with the extent of what players want to see from, say, another type of list and this type of list from the community tab that I posted. So yeah, that has been your top 5, and I think it's always interesting to see what these tally systems bring up. And was said very interesting. Nearly 150 different types of champions were mentioned. It was incredible. So I want to say thanks to everybody for getting involved. Look out for other top 5 type videos that I've been doing, as well as community based like video ideas to integrate information, tallies, information, data, and all that stuff, which will be put on the community tab, which just press the community button and it will kind of like take you to here. So yeah, get involved with that whenever any of those come out. Hopefully your favorite characters put into game within, well, I'd like to say like within the next year, but I got to be honest, it's wishful thinking, because it's like you can go years without your favorite character coming in, or one of the characters that you want to see. But you never know what Kabam will put in, and they have said that Lizard and Sandman have been looked into, and we've got Quicksilver coming. Maybe they can do something with Mystique down the line. Who really knows? But hey, fingers crossed. And check out some other content which will be located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video whenever that will be. Cheers everybody, have a good one, bye bye.